All right. Here we are. Impact and Influence Radio right here on iHeart. And today's broadcast is brought to you by Blinds of Sacramento. Sacramento's complete solution window covering experts. Give them a call, 916-790-8689. And today we're hanging out with Sam Samadi. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, dude. So we met at the BBB Torch Award.
We did, yes.
You were sitting there with Jim Kaspari, and you didn't win anything that night.
I wish I did. I was hoping I put in my tickets in all those bags, but
that one guy won everything.
That one guy, yes.
What was the story with that?
Yeah, we were just clapping for one guy.
What was the story? I mean, what, did he pull out a loan to like buy raffle tickets, or was he the only one that bought raffle tickets that night?
Yeah, everybody was saying, just stand there. You know, you're going to be the next one.
That was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny. All right. So now, was that your first time being at a Torch Award?
It was. It was great to be there and networking and the whole atmosphere and
electric. It was electric. It was a great event.
It was.
The food was just phenomenal.
Yeah, I enjoyed
the food was really good. I wish I had ordered 2 plates.
I had the steak and I enjoyed it a lot. So
the potatoes, the vegetables, and just everything. Did you try the cake?
I did. It was,
Holy smokes!
It was
People
really
were laughing at me because I ate the cake before the dinner.
They brought it before the dinner.
Yeah,
so you might as well go for it.
All right, so you own a real estate company here in town, Exit Capital Realty.
Yes.
And so, of course, I want to dig into that. I have a little bit of interest in real estate. I've always liked real estate. I've worked with lots of real estate people over the years, and you do mortgages. So we're going to have a fun conversation talking about that as well, because there's a lot of crazy things happening.
Yes, sounds good.
It's crazy stuff. All right, so Exit Capital Realty. Where are you located, first of all?
I'm on Watt Avenue, 2100 Watt Avenue.
Where's that at?
Right by Winco. I don't know if you're familiar.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's close to that area.
Yeah, like Antelope.
No.
The other Winco.
Yeah, there's another Winco on Watt Avenue. There's a new Chick-fil-A coming up right in that parking lot.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
I'm excited about that.
Okay. All right. So what's across street there?
El Camino is the closest.
So there's a Winco over there then?
Yes, there is.
I thought there was a Winco. I thought the Winco is over off of like Walerga, Wanton Walerga, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's probably
That's
another.
further down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you actually are really close to, if you pop up the magazine open, Impact and Influence, if you pop open that very first page, one more, you're right next to those guys, Lux Auto.
Okay.
In fact, Joel Rodriguez Tirado, who writes the article, is right there at Watt and El Camino as well.
Oh yeah, the
Primerica building.
This is on El Camino. Yeah, this is close by.
Yeah, it's right up the street from you. So we'll keep it all in the family, right? All right. So you do residential? Do you do commercial real estate?
I do not.
So you just do residential, and
Yes.
you do mortgage, and you do property management.
Yes.
Talk to me about this.
So the Exit Capital Realty, I bought this franchise from Exit Realty last year, and I've been focusing on mortgage side, but now I'm expanding on the real side, trying to hire new realtors and experienced realtors to expand my business on the real estate side. So
Now, where's your history at? How long have you been doing this?
I've been a broker for 3 years, but a real estate agent for past. I started in 2012.
Okay.
But before that, how I started in real estate, I was preparing taxes. I was a tax preparer, which still I am. I kept that license, and a lot of my tax clients would ask me like, "Hey, I'm buying a new home. Do you know anybody?" So I would refer them to other realtors. But then I thought about why not get my own license. So that's how I got into it and got my real estate license and worked for a small brokerage in Elk Grove, and then decided to go on my own and have my own office.
You remind me a lot of a really, really close friend of mine. Do you know Gary Geary?
Gary. I know some Garys, but maybe not that one.
Gary Geary. So he's a real estate broker, but he owned the Valero on the corner of Antelope and Auburn Boulevard, and he owns a smog shop, and he owns a Minuteman Press, and he owns he owns a couple of strip malls, and he owns like tons of homes, and I think he has an apartment building and a commercial building. Yeah, you remind me a lot of him though. Like just I want to get the two of you guys together.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I was born in Afghanistan.
Okay.
And I migrated to the U.S. in 1990. And 35 years later, here I am.
So he's from Nepal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very interesting. I got to get the two of you guys together. You guys would really hit it off. No, honestly, you guys would really hit it off. All right, so mortgages. Let me ask you this: what do you enjoy the most so far, or right now, with what's going on in the real estate market? Do you enjoy the real estate, the realty side? Do you enjoy the mortgage side, or do you enjoy the property management side?
So this is all related businesses. So if I have a client looking for a home, the first thing they have to do is qualify for a loan. And a lot of realtors have their connection with a mortgage broker. They refer them like, hey, you want to buy a home, go talk to this guy or this person or this mortgage broker. They will qualify and then come back, and then we can search for a home. But for me, it's like a one-stop shop. You know, you come to me, and then I enjoy helping people. And, you know, like from start to finish, I don't have to have them talk to somebody else and then come back to me. So I enjoy both. The fact that, you know, I can do both. They love it. You know, my clients.
The property management side probably helps if they don't qualify yet. You can help them get into rental or something.
Right.
I'm assuming.
Right. So I manage some properties, and then sometimes they're renting from another landlord, and then that landlord
wants to
sell, and so that's how I get my leads from property management too. So.
Wonderful. I like what you're doing, dude. This is actually a really smart approach, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of different from other realtors because they only focus on one. I'm trying to help in all these related businesses.
I remember. So Gary, he moved over here from Nepal with like $50 in his pocket. You hear this story so many times, right?
Yes.
And he gets a job. I don't remember what he did. I think he was working at a convenience store or something in the Bay Area. And, this is the 90s.
Right.
And so, he's saving his milk money and puts a down payment on a house, probably an FHA, gets into a house for $180,000, whatever it is. Real estate market starts to shift. He takes the house. He sells the house. He moves up to Sacramento and puts it as a down payment on an old rundown gas station. And I don't remember exactly what the numbers were, but I'm going to say he paid $1 million. It was $1 million. So he probably put 20% down. He sold the house, but put 20% down. And so my understanding was that he now became a renter, but now he owned the gas station. The gas station was just like this horrible, dilapidated gas station. I remember it, vividly. And so he ran that gas station for a couple of years and said, we're going to rebuild it. So he gets all the permits and starts figuring out development and starts rebuilding this gas station. And builds this the Valero on the corner of Antelope and Auburn Boulevard is beautiful. But so he sold it a number of years ago. But before he sold it, he had a post office in it, DMV in it, a real estate office in it, a smog shop. Wow. He had all these things.
I thought I was in different kind of business.
So when you're telling me what you're telling me, I'm like, it's just a different mindset. It's great. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's like different streams of income. You try to get money from different ways,
but they're already there. So why wouldn't you satisfy the demographic that's already sitting in your space? Right. It makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. All right. So real estate market. I mean, it's kind of a weird time. What are you thinking?
You're absolutely right. It's interests are high, home prices are high, so it's a very everybody's stuck in their home because they don't want to sell. They have lower interest rate locked in.
It's cheaper to rent.
So
it's just a weird time.
It is a weird time for real estate, and hopefully with the interest rates trends going down, more buyers will come into the market.
What do you think about this 50-year mortgage people are talking about?
I think it's horrible.
I think it's the stupidest idea on the planet.
I don't know who thought of it, and I think it's horrible.
All it takes is to look at an amortization schedule, and you see that it's just horrific.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying double the interest rate on a
double.
So
Yeah. So, I did an article on it. I just threw it up on our platform. I didn't put it in the magazine. I don't want to put anything negative into magazines. So there's never anything negative in the magazine. But I don't have a problem putting negative stuff on the website. But I did an article and I tried to make it as diplomatic as possible. But, we're talking about, if you buy the average home price in California is like $800,000, right? And you 20% down, you're financing like $640 or so.
Right.
And so, you take a $640,000 mortgage, you're at $4,500 a month.
Yeah.
At $4,500 a month at 30 years. You take that and you extend it out to 50 years. Now, keep in mind that if they decide to do the 50-year, the interest rate will probably go down a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the current rate, it's 7%. On a $600,000, $640,000 loan at 30 years, I want to say you're paying something like $830,000 in interest on that loan, right?
Yeah,
it's still a horrible loan,
right?
But if you take that and you go to 50 years at the same interest rate, it's like $1.9 million in interest on a $600,000 loan.
Yeah, I mean the only good thing about 50 years is like you have a little bit of a lower monthly payment.
$400 a month.
Yeah, I mean it's not like
that's it.
Yeah, it's not a.
But
big
the
difference.
argument was, so I went into ChatGPT and I said, okay, so tell me why this is great or why it's not great, right? I can see the numbers, but I want to see what the robot says.
Right.
And the robot says, well, there's nothing good about it. And I said, okay, well, why? And then the robot says, well, if the home becomes more affordable because the payment is lower, all it's going to do is drive the home prices back up again. So then everyone's going to be reset back at where it was because it becomes affordable again.
Right.
So, and we're not talking about $1,200 mortgage payments here. We're still talking about $4,000 mortgage payments.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So the main factor is interest rate. I mean, people really look at that and then decide whether to buy or not because that determines their mortgage payments.
Yeah, when I was in the business, it was like 4%, 3.5%,
that's good.
4.25%. If you had like a 4.75, it was like time to refi.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be tough to go back to those years for maybe we'll hover around 5%. But,
I don't know how that element works. I remember LIBOR has a lot of effect. I don't know how that part works. I don't know.
Yeah, there's other factors like the economy and the inflation and how the Feds decide to control inflations with interest rates. So, so that's a big factor.
It's over my head, man. I don't know that part of it. Property management. What's happening in the property management industry right now?
So I mainly focus on single family residents. I have some clients who they buy homes and they just instead of having cash in their bank account, like paying 1 or 2% or whatever, they just want to buy investment homes and then rent it and get some money out of it. So
does that make sense right now? Because I mean, with interest rates being where they're at, it's cheaper to rent than it is to buy. So
yeah, so these investors have a lot of cash, so they don't depend on the interest rate, so they buy it with cash and then they rent it out. Yeah, and that way they get more from their money.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's awesome. Okay, so what do you love so much about this industry? I mean, why have you spent all these years in this business?
I think real estate is a relationship building business, and I have lots of friends and family. When I started in tax business, they're all asking me like, hey, you're good with customer service, you care about people, and there's two types of care in my mind. There's a book and script way, and then there's a genuine care. So that's what I do, genuinely caring about my clients and my customers and my friends and family. I treat them like my family. I always tell my customers, hey, I will buy your home just like I'm buying it for myself. There's no difference. So I give them like a lot of attention. I sometimes answer their phones at 12 o'clock at night or texting. So I show genuine interest in saving them money and because I'm an expert in taxes, so I give them advice on taxes.
Are you still doing taxes?
I am. Yeah. So I'm still licensed. I'm still doing it for friends and family. But the tax is also related to real estate, and,
Yes.
because they can do some
Absolutely.
tax write-off
Yep.
based on what you do with your home and like a home office and things like that. So I give them tax advice. So they love all these different aspects of the whole package. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm buying a home, but now what? So I give them other advice. So I love helping people, and this is a chance to give me that opportunity to get to know people, build relationships. I go to their kids' birthday parties and things like that. And,
What did you do before this?
so let's go back to my college years.
Uh-huh.
I went to, when I came to this country in 1990, I loved the aspect of business minded people. And I was fascinated by the stock market. So I decided to go to business school and get my degree in business. In our culture, your parents always hope for doctors and engineers. Everybody tells you like, hey, are you going to med school? Are you going to be an engineer?
Yeah.
I have 4 brothers. 3 of them are engineers. So I have also 3 sisters, and one of my oldest sisters, she is a doctor. So I grew up in a family of doctors and engineers.
Well, you grew up in a family of people who are analytical thinkers, who like numbers.
Yes.
Were your parents like that?
My father was an engineer, and so it kind of came down from him to all of us. So so that's how I started in business. And then when I moved to, I was in New York, Rochester, New York. I went to RIT. So I moved to California, and I was looking for opportunities in my business degree related field, but couldn't find anything. So I did lots of other things, like I sold cars. I worked for.
I did that.
I worked for a Honda delership.
How was that? How was it?
Oh my God! I have lots of stories.
I did it. You know what? I did it.
Yeah.
Crazy time, man.
Yeah, I sold cars.
When was this? How long ago was this?
This was probably around 2000, year 2000.
Okay.
2003, 2004.
Where at?
Mel Rapton Honda.
Mel Rapton, right here.
Now they're called Capital.
Yeah, they closed. Yeah,
Yeah,
or not closed.
they
The
changed
family
it.
sold. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I worked at the Dodge dealer next door.
Oh, okay.
God, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it was a different kind of a job. There was like lots of pressure from management and owners and things like that. So
they were probably a little bit more tame where you were than where we were. Because I don't know if we would get screamed at.
Oh, yeah.
Screamed at. They throw stuff at you. They threaten to beat you up. I remember my manager took his jacket and his rings off, and he's like, all right, let's do. He was ready to fight me. And then one day he got really mad, and he was like, you're fired. Get out of here. And I was like, I'll see you tomorrow, boss. And I just came to work the next day. I wasn't fired.
Yeah, it was those kind of stories. Like our owner, every first of the month, he would come up with a list of salespeople, and we had our pictures in the hallway.
Yeah.
He would point out to different salespeople, like, fired this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. I survived for 3 years. I was like, wow, I'm glad I'm not one of them.
What's actually funny about all of that is the desk man who ran that dealership, the general manager, I'm still really good friends with after all these years.
You get some deals.
Well, I'm not in the business, but we're still friends on Instagram. We talk regularly, and he comes to some of my events and stuff.
Nice.
And how are the kids? And
Right.
yeah, he runs the Stockton Hyundai store now, and he's happy as a clam. And he's been there literally since I left. He left shortly after I did all those years ago, and he's been there ever since. No, but it's just funny because how toxic that store was, and the GM is like, honestly, probably the nicest guy in the world. They always say like the shit rolls downhill, right? But he was he was a great manager. He just had crappy managers below him.
Right.
It was funny though. Yeah, it's funny. So yeah, you did the car sales thing.
Yes, I did.
And then what? And
then I got a call from a manager at the state, so I worked for the state. For
And
a
you
little
left
bit.
the state.
Yeah, so
You know, that's like a nest egg, dude.
yeah, it's not an ideal situation, but yeah.
My wife works for the state. She loves it.
Yeah, there's
She
a
loves
lot of good things
I mean,
about it.
we get our medical insurance because God knows we wouldn't have medical insurance with what I do for a living.
My wife is a nurse, so I'm good with the insurance part.
Oh, that's great. All right. So, where do you want to take this company? Where do you see it going over the next, 2 to 5 years?
I think I'm shooting for at least 20 to 50, realtors in my office. And I like leadership positions and where I can train new salespeople the way I want, the way I provide service to my customers. Some experienced realtors in this industry, they have their own way, they have their own clients, their own way of doing things. But I'm hoping to build my office with new real estate agents and train them why customer service is important and how I want them to treat customers and clients. So.
And you're going to keep that as Exit Capital?
Yes, I will. I'm with Exit Realty, so this is a franchise store in Sacramento area, but there are lots of other stores in Central Valley, Exit Realty franchisees. So, but I want to keep this and expand to other neighboring cities like Elk Grove, Folsom, Roseville. So,
you plan on opening up other offices?
Yes, I am. Once this office is built and I have the manpower and the staff to expand, then I'm planning to do that. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. That is awesome. That is awesome. And I'm assuming you intend on staying in this industry for a long time.
I am. I'm planning on a long haul, so a trip to in this industry. It's a very interesting for me, and I see a lot of potential. Moving forward.
So, how long have you known Jim Kaspari?
So Jim was. It's funny. I was the first time I met him at
the event. He acted like the two of you guys knew each other.
We started talking, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a business coach and things like that."
Jim. This is what's funny, is I meet Jim like 10, 11 years ago, and so. My early studios were inside my house. So he would come in my house to record his radio show. And he would talk about, I coach businesses and blah, 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 blah. I've been in this business a long time. You talk about a business coach. I mean, come on. There's a million of them. They suck.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, okay, cool. I'll take your money. We'll put you on the radio. We'll get your show going. I don't hear from him again for like years. And then I run into him at a BBB event, and I'm like, "Hey, how the heck are you? I'm doing good." So we're talking about. So what are you doing? He goes, "Oh, I'm doing my coaching business." How long have you been doing this now? And he goes, "Oh gosh, like 27 years or something." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize you've been doing it that long." So we start talking, and then one day he sees what we're doing with the magazine, and he calls me and he goes, what's involved in doing something with the magazine? I said, well, there's a lot of different angles we can take, and you and I'll discuss that afterward. But there's a lot of angles that we can take, and he goes, he's like, quiet. And I'm like, so what are you thinking? He goes, I'm waiting for you to pitch me. And I'm like, oh my God, ready? Like, really? Okay, all right, let's do this. So like I pitch him, and he goes, all right, I like what you've got. What about this angle? And then, he goes, what if I were to write an article for you? And I'm like, let's do it. And he's like, okay, let's do that. So, he is like, let me mull it over for a week or whatever. And so we did. And then he calls me about a week later, and the rest is history. He's been with us almost since the beginning, since we launched the magazine.
Oh, wow.
And it's funny because, we've been sending people to him. Okay. We just picked up a client, actually. This is what's funny is the guy who lives like 3 doors down from me owns a moving company.
Okay.
And so he goes, so what are you up to these days? And I tell him, and he's like, yeah, I heard about this magazine. Get me one. I want to see one. So I grab one for him and hand it to him, and he flips it open. He goes, Jim? And I'm like, how do you know Jim? He goes, he's been my coach for years. And I'm like, sold. It was like a done deal. Jim is a really, really, really good guy.
Yeah.
He's legitimately a good business coach.
Yeah, he gave me one of his postcards for a free session, so I'm gonna give him a call.
Honestly, it's worth the time, and he is worth the money.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. There's a million business coaches. They take a class online. They don't know anything about business.
Yeah.
Most of them come to me and ask me advice. And I'm like, how are you coaching people and you don't even know the basics?
Right.
Jim's a whole nother level. Jim will come into my office, he'll sit down and he'll ask me tough questions, and I'm like, and then I'll tell him, and he goes, okay, what I would do it this way. And I'm like, got it. It's like giving me free coaching.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he was. We had a good conversation, and he actually gave me a couple of nuggets while we were sitting there. It's like, hey, do it this way or that way, because I'm in my challenge is recruiting, and he gave me a couple of advice while we were sitting on the table. So I was like, okay.
He's so smart, dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, he
long time.
Yeah, so I'll give him a call and then connect with him. So
you're very welcoming, right? So it feels like what was funny is we meet at the Torch Award, and we sit across the table, we crack a couple of jokes, we speak for 30 seconds,
right.
And then spoke on the phone for a minute to schedule this, but it feels comfortable. It feels like you know somebody, and that's natural charisma, right? Where people try, and it's too cold and it doesn't work. You've got something. Jim's another one that's like that. Just very, very welcoming, very warm.
You.
And, I think you're going to do just fine.
Thank you.
ExitCapitalRealty.com. ExitCapitalRealty.com. 916-396-3344. 916-396-3344. I want to thank you again, Sam.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed the conversation with you, and hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Let's do it. Let's get another one on the calendar. All right, man. We'll see you guys next time. Adios.